We weren't born to just pay bills and die, but when profits preferred not people, that shows we've let our standards slide. We're constantly told the UK is the 5th largest economy in the world, which is surely no mean feat, so how is it that 1 in 7 people here worry about having enough food to eat? It seems that Britain's blurred the breadline because the breadline can't buy bread. The wages lost to inflating costs and they chose to pay their rent instead. They chose feeling weak 7 days a week, standing steadfast on unsteady feet because no breakfast, lunch or dinner beats becoming part of the 165% increase in being homeless and out on the streets. We've got parents passing out in playgrounds, trying to push past the pangs and grumble sounds to prop up their offspring with just £2 precious, making breakfast their battleground. And that's right, because it's a fight to feed our future. But the only thing that breaks is not the fast, but the heart of the school tutor. They're tasked to produce the minds and be the booster of the next generation, but how can they accept that expectation when they're constantly facing cuts and fears and lack of food frustrations? And then the people's bank accounts are empty, and as the bankers benefit from bailouts, and then the bankers' bonuses are plenty, and as this entire sinking situation begins to sail out further from the safety of the shoreline, they are desperate for more time, but the water is rising to the red line, it's high tide, and the breadline need a lifeline. Because austerity can get stuffed. It's easy enough to make cuts when you're the scissors, not the paper. But even though they sit atop the rock, they cannot make us forget that we can smother them anytime that we like, no matter how many times they try to print over our memories with lies. You cannot make us fold more than 7 times, and if you do it in the right way, you will only make us fly. We will rise and be paper spitfires, spraying the bullets of the 130,000 souls. We will rise as incendiary stories, branding our tales untold. We will rise as raging lions, roaring holes into the hearts of those who dare oppose us. We will rise and take back control of our communities, inoculate our minds with justice, a collective immunity against the lies they spread, the vice that weds us to each other, the life and bread of we, the people. We will rise and shed the shackles shaped from the safety net we fought for. We will rise from land and sea on this island, for from the many there is no escape. We will rise from land and sea like Poseidon with his trident poised and aimed at Westminster's face, each tip of the spear imprinted with the indignities that they have placed upon us. One for Grenfell, sharpened by the screams of those who burned in fires of neglect, barbed by the indifference shown to those that they have left. One for Windrush, honed by the hands of those who gave their lives in service only to be showed sentences of death and disrespect. One for austerity, tipped with the poison of the pain and hurt, the suffering of the disabled and the sick declared fit for work, the children afflicted with Victorian era malnutrition conditions like rickets, and the young mothers selling their bodies just so they can feed their kids. We will rise and power our trident strike with the potential that they've taken, the possibility of a better funded state education, of affordable public transport that actually gets you to your destination, of improved emergency service vocations, of adequate multinational corporation taxation, of free broadband in every home across the nation, of climate change policy and renewable energy stations not yet built. We will rise and strike our trident up to the hill, aiming for that heart. But we won't let them be killed. We'll save them with a fully funded NHS, no charge. We'll leave them reeling from the defeat, and we will rise to pacify our pain and start our 2020 vision fresh and new. And through our righteous compassion, on the 12th of December, bring change and make sure it's for the many, not the few.